Lloyd kneels in front of Chief Cherokee and says they need to start building the arena soon because the construction will take about a year. He then tells Cherokee that he is quite short on time. Surprisingly, Lloyd reveals to Cherokee his ability to stop time for the world excluding this area and continues, explaining that he is actually someone from another world and has gained quite a few abilities as he has closed into this world. Javier thinks to himself that he is not surprised Lloyd can stop time, but he is quite surprised that he revealed his true identity to Cherokee. Cherokee tells him to do whatever he wants. Javier is even more surprised by Cherokee. Lloyd and Javier are standing in front of the southern plains. Suddenly, Lloyd shouts, "Skill window," and a window pops up showing the ability, Time Freeze. It explains that with this ability, he can manifest the authority of Winterheart to freeze the flow of time. Another window shows the RP needed to use the skill is 3000. In the next window, his current RP is shown as 4655. A message window asks if he would like to use Time Freeze. Lloyd shouts, "Time," and then says, "Freeze," and immediately presses the button. Another message window pops up telling him the authority of Winterheart has manifested. The Winterheart begins to use its power to freeze time. Lloyd poses in a very cinematic way, showing that he has used the power. Suddenly, there is a bubble around the entire southern plains, indicating that the entire world except the southern plains is frozen in time. Lloyd says it's done, to which Javier replies that was anticlimactic. Javier goes to look at the outer side of the world and sees a cat and a butterfly completely frozen. Lloyd says it finally worked, but Javier replies that there wasn't much effect shown upon activating the skill and calls it disappointing. Lloyd tells him that's just how life is and there is no need to be all fanciful. He says what's more important is to be able to quickly finish what is needed to be done and that it's time to begin the construction. Suddenly, Javier begins to use his power to dig up the entire place. Lloyd says, "Step 1, use a Grandmaster level bulldozer to clear the land. Step 2, use a Grandmaster level worker to flatten the land," while Lloyd is chilling like he's on vacation. The Grandmaster level worker is none other than Javier. Step 3, use a Grandmaster level roller to compress the land, which is immediately brought into effect by Grandmaster Javier. Step 4, negotiate with a one-man Grandmaster union. Wait, this is not a step. Javier asks why he is doing all the work and something seems off. Lloyd makes a menacing face and reminds that Javier was the one to call him Master Lloyd and say he would do whatever he could, so why is he suddenly acting different from what he said? Step 5, negotiation breakdown. Javier is pissed by this. Use Hammock to complete step 3 so that things can progress quickly. Lloyd's pet Hammock is now rolling to flatten the ground. Use Bangul to create rebars and concrete, which is immediately done by Lloyd's pet Bangul. Step 6, install the rebars. Lloyd explains that the method to do this is continuously reinforced concrete pavement, also known as CRCP, and he explains that the arena will last way longer this way and it's also perfect for hot and dry plains like this. Lloyd seems worried because the measurement of the rebars needs to be very exact, and the installation can't be crooked. It needs to be stuck in place because a lot of things need to be done by hand for all these roads, and he will need the Centura's help, but because of their bodies, they are not suitable to complete the task. Lloyd thinks that since Centuras cannot help, the Grandmaster will have to do it all. Step 7, Grand Concrete. Step 8, Grand Curing. Step 9, Grand Sand. And the last and final step, Grand Finish. Javier is not very happy about this. Now the arena is completed. Lloyd wipes sweat and says this huge construction project of 7 months is completed. Lloyd mockingly looks back at Javier and asks him if it's awesome, and says that it only took them 7 months to complete this. Javier is grinding his teeth in anger. Javier angrily turns back and leaves. A message box pops up and says Javier showed his angriest side right now. Lloyd looks back and smiles at this. The arena is completed, and the chief of the Centuras shouts that they are about to have the race of the arena of Centuras and welcomes everyone to the first race. The chief says that the existence of this arena and the banning of races and setting speed limits within the village is appreciated by some, but some people are against it. But it doesn't matter because the chief supports the idea. The chief shouts that the winner of the first race will claim the right to propose to his utterly lovely and cute daughter Charanin. Charanin isn't happy about this, but the chief points out that even her anger is so attractive. Contestant number 1 is Kamachi. He looks funny. Contestant number 2 is Shumahul. Kamachi looks at Shumahul and tells him that he saw him training in some remote corner of the village and points out that Shumahul was indeed fast. He acknowledges the fact that Shumahul was holding himself back in the village to avoid collisions, but he himself was holding back as well. He says no matter how much the world changes, losers will remain losers. Lloyd tells him to stop the taunting and be prepared. He lifts up his shovel and fires. Charanin is watching eagerly, and there is a very tense atmosphere, as everyone wonders who will win. As Lloyd fires the shot, even before Kamachi could start, Shumahul runs like a bullet fired from a gun. The impact of his speed is so great that the air changes the direction of their hair. Even before Kamachi could properly start, Shumahul has already won the race. After winning the race, he stands like a true champion. He looks back and says that he is sorry he is going first because he has something urgent to do. Kamachi is shocked. Shumahul goes to Charanin and proposes to her, asking, "Will you marry me?" Charanin gets teary. She hugs him tightly and says, "You idiot, your proposal is so late." Charakin is looking like a proud father. Charanin grabs Shumahul tightly, proudly shows him off to everyone, and tells everyone that this is her man. They both smile and look at Lloyd. Lloyd smiles back like a true wingman because it was all his plan for Shumahul to win. Before you leave, there is an important announcement, that this series has only been posted till chapter 148, and 149 chapter will be released soon. Firstly, I want to say, that I will immediately upload the newest episode as soon as it is uploaded, so you do not have to worry. By the time it is uploaded, do you want me to continue any other series? If you want me to upload any other series, drop its name in comment. Thank you very much.